Good morning, everyone. Welcome to As Long as You're Breathing. It's Coffee with Maysha. You know, we've been doing this series on unconditional love, and I'm really enjoying this series. I truly am because it goes back to my quantum emotional healing with Rocky show days. It goes back to when I first started reading about epigenetics and Dr. Bruce Lipton. It goes back to when I discovered the Honeymoon Effect book. It goes back to when I started putting all of this together about why my health was getting better. It all fits as to why we can get better by raising our vibration. And it always feels good when the pieces start coming together and things come full circle. And it fits with my absolute belief in the fact that there's no such thing as coincidence. And of that, I'm quite sure. So, all of that said, I want to say, first and foremost, when it comes to unconditional love, we have to remember this. No relationship will work if you are not your authentic self. That is why we have to get ourselves into vibrational alignment with self. Yes, it's decaf. If we're not in vibrational alignment with self, we're not showing up in the world the way we're supposed to, regardless of your belief system. We have a way that we were designed or intended or meant to or planned to, or simply are or being in the world, or choose if you're just determined for that to be the terminology. We choose to show up in the world. We have a vibrational alignment that we are to meet. And when we're in that vibrational alignment, when we're showing up in the world, vibrationally aligned to self, we're attracting to us all that we're supposed to be attracting to us. When we're at that frequency, that's when we're reaching that honeymoon effect that Dr. Bruce Lipton talked about. You see, Dr. Bruce Lipton said, when you find that lights you up, and yes, he used a romantic metaphor, but it doesn't apply just to our romantic lives. When you find that job that lights you up, that hobby that lights you up, that line of study that lights you up, when you find that thing that lights you up, that person that lights you up. And that can be a grandchild, a child, a friend, someone you love. When you find that thing that lights you up, our vibration does raise. But that thing that lights us up, it's meant to light us up. That's meant to be in our lives. That is us in vibrational alignment. Now, when I was a little girl, I was constantly being told, you don't stay that way. When you fall in love, that new feeling you've got, whatever, for whatever reason, but they were usually talking about falling in love, that doesn't last. It never made sense to me. Why? Why wouldn't it? To me, that would be a choice we would make, would be to stay in a feeling that we had longed to have once we found it. Well, it is a choice. You see, I believe that those things are divinely appointed usually, not necessarily. And divine appointment just simply means that that's the time we chose that we would get there. And by my understanding of it, it simply means that if we didn't get ourselves there already, that it'd be like, okay, we're watching the universe, source, all of our angels and guides, and she's got over here in the muckety muck and she didn't get there on her own, so how can we help her get there? That's divine appointment. Okay, she needs to get there because everybody else, yeah, they got in the muckety muck too, and so How do we get everybody to where they're supposed to be to meet this divine appointment? It's not anybody's free will being overran, okay? Divine appointment is to help move us all along the timelines that we said we wanted, my belief system. But regardless, something lights me up, okay? And yes, I do have free will here to choose to stay lit up or not. I can stay in that vibrational frequency and roll with that and keep attracting things to me in that vibrational frequency. I can stay in that job and I can stay upbeat about that job and I can keep learning in that job and I can keep growing in that job and I can keep doing all the things I'm supposed to. I can keep showing up as me and keep attracting to me the things that I should. So that stays a positive experience for me and I stay lit up about it. I can choose to do that. Or I can choose to, well, I'd rather do something else with my time and energy than put it into this. And that doesn't mean that all of my time and energy would go into that job that lit me up. Of course, I would want a balanced approach to it. I'd want a life other than just that. Maybe, unless I came here to be just that. But most of us didn't. Most of us did come here to have fuller lives than that. But it's where you follow your heart, and your heart knows this stuff. But you see, unless we're being true to ourselves, no relationship works. That job relationship will not work unless you're being authentic to self. That's being authentic to self. You got that job and you're lit up about that job. You're being authentic to yourself in that job. But when you start, I don't know about that. I'd rather go to the racetrack, or I'd rather hang out here, or I'd rather do this, or I'd rather do that. And you're not being authentic to yourself. You start not performing as well in that job. And the job relationship starts waning. And before you know it, you miss a promotion here, or you miss a promotion there, or you're not the one getting the best clients, or you're not the one, you see what I'm saying? The job no longer goes your way. You're not, maybe you don't lose the job, maybe you're not even doing badly at the job, but you're not at your highest and best good in the job. It doesn't feel as good as it could. You've settled. Whereas you could be staying at that high that you were at. We have to show up authentically in all relationships to keep getting the best out of those relationships. Now, maybe your job is not the relationship that is going to be that kind of relationship. Maybe that's not what you came here to be. Maybe the relationships that are going to have that for you are more personal relationships and not work type relationships. Because I hear some groaning saying, oh my God, she's so out of balance. No, for some people it is what they do that lights them up that way. And yes, we have to be in balance with our doing and our being. But sometimes that flow is what lights us up. Some people, the flow of their beingness is the passion of the work they're here to do. That is their story. So we're not to judge that. So each person knows what their authentic self is in their heart. And that's the story they're to follow. So is there work-life balance? Of course there is. But each person knows what that is. And for some, it is. Their passion is what they came here to be. And their beingness is being something. It is what they do. For me, that's a huge part of what makes me light up. Travel and telling people that they can, those who believe they can't. Trying not to show them the wrong way, but if that's the way I'm going to do it, then that's the way I do it. Doing all of this, these are the things that light me up. Work has always lit me up. It lit me up. Work has always lit me up. Being productive has always lit me up. And not for, do I like money? Yes, I like money, but I don't have monetary gain here. It's what lights me up. Being productive, being in service is what lights me up. That's when I am my authentic self. But I'm also my authentic self when I am being a good friend. When I am in relationship with people other than this, we have to be authentic to self. That's when I'm in vibrational alignment. When I am helping a friend by doing a meditation with them because they had a bad day or they're struggling. When I'm helping a friend by doing a Chiron wound healing with them. I'm in vibrational alignment. I'm also in vibrational alignment with self when I speak up and say, this is who I am. And because I show up in the world this way, this is what I need. You see, that's self-care. That's unconditional love. Showing up in the world authentically is unconditional love. It's unconditional love for self. It's unconditional love for the world. Because it is how we best serve others. And then when we show up in the world that way, part of that is saying this is who I am. And when we say who we are automatically in every relationship showing up as the one. Because you know every relationship is 1 + 1 = 3. And when we show up as the one, we are saying, this is what you can expect of me. This is how I show up. When we all do that automatically, we eliminate that other person having to say what they expect of us. Because no one can expect of someone else anything they don't have that they're willing to give. There's no point. There is no point in expecting of someone something they are not willing to give. They may have it to give, but if they're not willing to give it, there's no point. You're creating a negative energy loop when you do that. And that will drain both of you. And there is nothing loving for either of you in doing that. There's nothing loving. There's nothing that builds either of you up when you do that. You're only tearing one another down. You're only tearing one another down. So, whatever the relationship is, and I've taught this, whether it's work, whether it's friendship, whether it's family, whether it's someone you love, it is your responsibility to show up and say, this is what you can expect of me. And what you can expect of me also means you define what I need. This is what I need. And when you say this is what I need, does that mean it's what you expect of the other person? No. The other person tells you whether or not they're going to meet that need. The other person tells you whether or not you can expect of me to meet that need. They say, this is what you can expect of me. You can expect of me to meet that need. You can expect of me to understand that about you. You can expect of me to meet you where you are as your authentic self. Because we are in relationship and that matters to me. Those are the things you put into the third person in the relationship, which is the relationship. It's very important that we're clear about what this third person in the relationship is. It is the twin flame model. This whole runner-chaser thing with twin flame, I understand clearly what it is. There's this notion because twin flame is so connected, many telepathically even. They're so connected that means you're going to lose yourself because you're so connected to this person. Whether you believe that they were ever one being, whether you have that belief system or not, that we're divided into two. And now there are two beings. When they come together, they're so connected that in a way they even share consciousness telepathically or not. Let's just run with it and say that's the case. This one being was lonely and wanted to experience another being, and so divided. It's a metaphor for creation, actually. So divided to experience itself, and it had both divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Then over a period of time, divine masculine energy became the predominant energy, the dominating energy in some ways. At times, divine feminine energy can, whenever divine feminine energy started saying, okay, we've been overrun, it got a little out of balance too. Not letting a man open the door for you, it was a bit much. But we've come into balance now. We realize that each of us have this energy within us, a work in progress. But we each have this energy within us, whole and complete in and of ourselves, but a work in progress, so never really complete. So the twin flame model is exactly the 1 + 1 = 3. There's going to be a relationship. And in this relationship, we agree to a combined interdependency in the 3D model, in the ethereal of combined consciousness. Now in this combined relationship here, or in the combined consciousness of the ethereal, it doesn't mean you know each other's every thought, every action. It doesn't mean that you lose your independence. It means where there were two, you've now created more. And most likely not just confined to one more. It's probably bigger than that. That one is probably exponentially creative because of the two of you working so harmoniously together. That's the twin flame model. So that's the relationship model here. When you show up authentically as self. And instead of this, I expect of you, and this competition thing, and this yin and yang, I'm going to get back at you, you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you, and no, I'm going to run from you because I think you're trying to take my identity, and then I'm going to chase you because I need you so badly. Instead of these dynamics, instead, when we show up authentically and say, this is who I am, this is what you can expect of me, and the other one's like, I'm authentic too, and everything about you lights me up too. And because of that, what you can expect of me is I'm going to meet those needs as best I can. And this is ways that I'm probably not going to be able to sometimes. But I'm going to try. Because we're a work in progress and we're going to fail sometimes. Then you just keep lighting each other up and growing and lifting each other up and shining together in a combined, interdependent, shared consciousness way, but independently as well. There's no loss of any self here. You only gain a third self. The togetherness. There's no loss of anything. There's only gain. It is a true win, win, win. It's a positive energy loop. Now it becomes a negative energy loop when you have the need to lash out, when you have the need to, when you're disappointed, to be negative, to And we all are going to have those times. We are only human. The thing is, we're in an age of unconditional love. And if we will surround ourselves with that, the white light, that's unconditional love. If we'll use the blue light, which transmutes negative emotions. I have a friend who has a song that is, just tell somebody that you love them. I mean, what are they going to do? Unconditional love. What are they going to do? Okay. At the moment, they may not love you back. So they may say something hurtful or whatever. Okay. You have a choice to make. Do you feed into that negative energy? Or do you show up in unconditional love and maintain a positive energy yourself? If you care about the relationship, you don't let whatever negative energy it is stand. You transmute that negative energy with truth. But then you step out of the loop. You don't feed that negative energy loop that's been created. But you do interject truth to stop it. And then you fill in where you transmuted it with unconditional love. And you step out. And it may be that you can never step back in. Because you don't know how that person's going to show up. Only they know how they're going to show up. And only they can tell you. It may be that you've moved down your timeline now. And maybe that season has passed. Because some relationships are just for a season. Others are for a lifetime. Others aren't that important. If it's the mailman, there's no need to interject any truth necessarily. Just, okay, fine, the mailman was grumpy today. Let the mailman be grumpy. Or if that's really getting to you and you need to interject something, do it with kindness. Spread only kindness and unconditional love. Keep your vibration high. Because by staying high vibrational, that is how we stay healthy. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. That is how we stay in alignment with our authentic selves. Now, we are here in bodies that have already been damaged by all the things of our past. And in bodies that are going to wear out over time. So we are not going to maintain perfect health or perfect health in any of these areas. We are not going to maintain. But this is going to keep us as close to that as possible. This is going to repair us as much as possible. This is how we live the best lives possible. And we have moved from earth time into air time, which is lighter, and is making this easier and easier. One of the classes that I took was an Akashic Records class, and they taught that we each have a number of white lights and blue lights, but they never really got into what these white lights and blue lights were for. And I was like, okay, I can tell people they have white lights and blue lights, but I can't tell them what these white lights and blue lights are for. And then I was shown in one of my early meditations, when I realized I was going to Akasha, that I have this huge number of white lights. I didn't see the blue lights at the time, just see all these white lights. I just saw them. It was like an army of them. And I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to do something with those, but I don't know what. And then the first time Maggie formally took me to Akasha, at the end, she said, they said you'll understand this, that because you came here formally, and you certainly did not have to, but because you did, where there was this crack, and these white light people were like filtering in, it's opened up into like a hallway, and now it's just, they're pouring in. And they say, you know what these are. And as well, I do. They're like a light army, but I don't know what I do with them. And I've not known. When I was first told that I'm a healer, of course, we're all healers. We're all healers. So don't misunderstand that. We all have that ability. It's keeping ourselves in vibrational alignment. That is how we heal. Okay? So I thought, okay, maybe I use the light army in meditations to help heal. And I certainly have. And they have. But that's not the purpose. I was walking last week. And I have the maximum number of white lights, and then I have all these blue lights, and the blue lights keep growing, and they keep growing, and they keep growing as well. The number of lights keep growing. Every time I go to Akasha, I get told, you have more white lights and blue lights. I'm like, okay, I still don't know what to do with them. But I had been told that they were being led by different members of my spirit guide crew, not me. I'm now in control of my own light army. You can control your own as well. You see what the white lights and the blue lights are for. The white light is unconditional love. Unconditional love is the white flame, which is kept by Lady Portia, who's one of the Ascended Masters, if you believe in that. If not, then just believe that white light is unconditional love. Breathe white light in, exhale the darkness out. The blue light, or the blue flame, which the geometric shape for it is a pyramid, by the way, it transmutes or changes all negative emotions. There's nothing against using these two things for the betterment of other people. Now, we're not to use light work on other people. When you use light work on other people, that is the epitome of dark work. But these are only good things. These are things that you can send out into the world to make the world a better place. So we start within ourselves every day, and then we spread them out into the world. So we're going to do just a little bit of that now. And this, if we do this every day, will raise us to the vibration that we're supposed to be at, to our authentic self. This will keep us in alignment with self. And when we are in alignment with self, and we identify, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to show up in the world, this is what you can expect of me. Define our needs. We will attract to us what we are supposed to attract to us. And when others that are around us are doing the same, then we are forming positive energy loops. If someone gets out of alignment and we have a negative energy loop show up, if that is an important enough relationship, if it is your job, if it is family, if it is a friend, if it is your loved one, then you step in with truth. Use your throat chakra. And you speak the truth in love and in kindness. You transmute the negative energy, the negative emotion. You do so with unconditional love. Let that fill in the space, and then you step back out of that loop. Do not stay in that loop, or you yourself get out of it. Emotional, vibrational alignment. No, are we ever going to do this perfectly? No, we're human. We're not going to do it perfectly. That's why you're going to want to call this in several times a day. And we are in airtime, so we don't have to sit and go to do it. Play music that's in the nod or at the right vibrational frequency. That is a great way to do it. Theta beats in the background. It's a great way to do it. Whatever it is that brings you into the right frequency, that's a great way to do it. Taking time and sitting silently and meditating traditionally is a wonderful thing to do, but it isn't a necessity. but it is a wonderful thing to do. But you can also do these things and be active at the same time, because when we are active and thinking these things, we also have endorphins and all of those things going, which help as well. And of course, being in touch with the planet, being grounded to the planet, grounded and centered and balanced chakras are essential to all of this as well. So let's sit with our energy column straight. All right. We're going to breathe the white light in. We ask Lady Portia now to bring the white light and let us breathe it in. We're going to breathe it in through our occipital area back here. Thank you, my friend Roberta, who told me that we should do it this way. You are so right. Breathe the white light in and through the occipital area. Let it fill the whole body, every corpuscle, every capillary, every part of our being. Exhale. One more time. Breathe the white light in the occipital area. Let it fill every part of you. Unconditional love. When you exhale, it's going to permeate out the body and form a cloud around us. This cloud goes out like 60 inches to our aura. Now we're sitting in a cloud of unconditional love. This is light. This is airy. There is nothing about this that is heavy. This is freedom. This is unconditional love. All right. Now we're going to breathe in the blue light, which is geometric shape is a pyramid. We're going to breathe the blue light into our heart chakra and our high heart chakra area. This is our high heart chakra. Lightly tap to activate. All right. We're going to breathe this, what we're breathing here, the blue light, which is, it transmutes all negative emotion. So breathe in the blue light. Let it fill the heart. Transmutes all negative emotions. Let it fill the whole body, the head space, into the fingertips, into the toes. Exhale. Let it go out into the aura. 60 inches. One more time. Fill the entire heart space with that blue light that transmutes all negative emotions. Let it fill every part of you. Let it transmute all that does not serve, all negative emotions. Exhale. Very good. Now at this point, if you had need of Saint Germain's violet flame, you would bring that in through a portal in the back of the heart chakra. We're not going to take the time to do that now, but that's what you would do. All right, now we're going to breathe the white light again. And this time we're going to ground. So in through the occipital area, let's breathe in the white light of unconditional love. Let it fill the whole body. And exhale, pushing it down, all the way down through the feet, down into Mother Earth. As you exhale, feel the grounding cords. They're like little cords dropping from the bottoms of your feet. Feel them going down, 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 all the way to the center of the earth, connecting with the crystalline grid. Feel them connecting with the crystalline grid in the center of the earth. Hello, Mother Earth, Gaia. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Thank you, Mother Earth. Now we're going to pull back up through our legs, all the way back up through our chakras. Transmuted energy now from Mother Earth. And as we come up through the chakra system, we are going to spin, rotate, and balance each chakra. I'm going to be naming some chakras maybe you haven't heard of before. Just come with me as we do this. So let's pull the energy up from the earth. Stop at the root chakra now, at the base of the spine, spin, rotate, and balance. Now stop at the sacral chakra, just below the navel, spin, rotate, and balance. Now stop at the navel chakra, spin, rotate, and balance. Now stop at the solar plexus, spin, rotate, and balance. Now stop at the heart chakra, spin, rotate, and balance. Now stop at the high heart chakra, spin, rotate, and balance. Stop at the throat chakra, spin, rotate, and balance. Stop at the third eye, you might want to lightly tap in, spin, rotate, and balance. Now, the crown chakra, spin, rotate, and balance. Let it open lightly like a lotus flower and exhale out the crown chakra. Beautiful. Now, there's golden light shining down from source above. This golden light from source is also unconditional love. So let's breathe this in through our crown chakra, please. Let it come down through the crown. Let it come down through the whole body. Let it fill every part of the body. Let it come down through the energy column, down through all the chakra system, down through your root chakra, all the way down to the center of Mother Earth, Gaia. Let it connect all the way down to the crystalline grid. Now let's let it bounce back up through our legs, back up to our heart chakra, high heart chakra area. Let's stop there. Let's breathe the white light in. Let's let it meet also at the heart chakra area. Now let's let all these energies spread out into our aura. Exhale. Feel the golden light spreading out into your aura. Breathe in. Exhale. Feel the blue light shining out into your aura. Exhale. Breathe in. Feel the white light going out into your aura. Exhale. Here we sit connected above and below, grounded, balanced, and centered, connected to heaven and to earth, in a cloud of unconditional love, which is light, airy, and free. Whole and complete unto ourselves, respectful of all others, whole and complete unto themselves, ready to show up interdependent in relationship, to combine consciousness, but to maintain our own independence as well. 1 + 1 = 3, which is exponential, leads to beyond what we can imagine. Because it is when we are showing up as our authentic selves, is when we are defining who we are, what you can expect of us, and practicing unconditional love and saying, this is what I need. And when each of us do that, we're not demanding, we are not stating an expectation. We are showing up and saying, I understand, and this is what you can expect of me. It lights me up to be this person. And as this person, I fit with you. So it's not like you're expecting anything of me. It's not an expectation. It doesn't take away from me at all. It makes me better. And I lose nothing of myself. And I gain so much more. Now, as we sit here, understanding this, let's take all of these energies, the white light and the blue light. Breathe in, Exhale, and as you do, exhale from the heart. And energetically spread these energies, the white light and the blue light, out to the world. We are spreading blue light, which transmutes all negative emotions to the world. We are spreading white light, which is unconditional love, to the world. So when we speak our truth and transmute these negative emotions, the white light of unconditional love fills that space. There is no need for harshness. There is no need for competition. There is no need for any of those things. Again, breathe in the white light and the blue light. Let it fill every part of your being. Breathe it out now from the heart space. Share it energetically with the whole world. And one more time, please. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Namaste. Thank you, angels, saints, and guides, and ascended masters, divine in Christ. It's finished. Now, go out and practice unconditional love today. See if this makes a difference. Show up as your authentic self. Raise your vibration. We just did so, but continue to do so. If it starts getting down, listen to some music. Do something that moves. Do something that raises your vibration back up. Do what lights you up. That's how we raise our vibration. When we live lives that make us happy, when we have the people in our lives that light us up, when we have the things in our lives that light us up, when we live that honeymoon effect, we are going to be happy, healthy people. Because that is how we are meant to live, doing the things that light us up, with the people in our lives that light us up. Don't let societal expectations tell you any differently. I was just a little girl, but I knew they were wrong. I knew they were wrong. They may have been the adults, but I knew they were wrong. This is how we were meant to live. This is how it's meant to be. Are we going to do it perfectly? No. We are in human bodies. And by the age 7, we were very conditioned to believe that it wasn't this way. And we have had traumas happen to us and disappointments happen to us. And everybody else's muckety muck is going on. So no matter how well we've done our stuff, and we may have done it very well, everybody else's muckety muck keeps us from making our divine appointments too. And that is why, by my belief system, thank goodness, angels and guides and saints and divine are down there looking, going, oh, geez, we got to move this along. We got to help out here. We got to do this. Nobody is overrunning my free will or anything. They're trying to help with it. And I've said, yes, please do. And sometimes I get in the way of it. And they're like, but you told us to help you. And I'm like, I know, but ouch, that hurt. It's not what I meant. And so we have to speak up and sometimes define what we mean by help. And so there's communication. We have to communicate, even with our angels, saints, and guides and the divine, because if we don't speak up, if we're not clear, we can't be ambiguous when we communicate, whether with ourselves, because we're ambiguous when we communicate with ourselves too, you know. We'll tell ourselves, I want to be happy. But we don't define what it is. We'll tell ourselves, I'm going to live happily. And then we set out and we don't define what that means. And before we know it, we're down this path and we're like, I said I was going to be happy. Wait, why am I not happy? Well, did you define what happy was? We have to communicate with ourselves. We have to communicate with others around us. And communicating ambiguously that just leaves loopholes for us to, well, not be authentic to self. It leaves us loopholes to go in and out of vibrational alignment. It gives us loopholes to not hold ourselves accountable to ourselves or to others. It gives us loopholes to not say, this is what I can expect of me. This is what I expect of me right now. In 5 minutes from now, I can expect this of me. It's a pattern we fall into. So, today, don't worry about any of the past. Don't worry about any of that stuff. If you've done any of those things, don't worry about it. Breathe the white light in. Breathe the blue light in. Exhale them all out. Share them with the world. And raise your vibration. Do whatever it takes to light you up. Listen to music. Dance. Meditate. Have dinner with a friend. Do whatever it is that lights you up. And then when you have, decide, what changes do I need to start making? What do I need to start doing? Connect with whatever your belief system is. Say, help. That's all you have to say. Love Elizabeth Kip. She's like, you do know, Maysha, all you think you have to do to pray is just say, help. It's the best prayer I know. Help. It's all I do now. I just say, help. Help. It's amazing. It just comes. Archangel Michael's like, here I am. What do you need? I know. Some of you think I'm crazy, and the others are like, I like this gal. And the rest are like, she did say there's coffee involved with this, right? And that's all right. Because those I'm meant to attract, I will attract. And I'm good with that. Because I want a positive energy loop. And where there is not one, I just want to give unconditional love. Transmute all negative energies, all negative emotions. Let unconditional love fill it all in. And step out of the negative energy loops. And say, this is Maysha. This is how I show up in the world. This is who I am. This is what you can expect. This is my authentic self. I don't care what your belief system is. All I care is that you show up as your authentic self and live your best and highest good. As long as you're breathing. See you all soon. Elaine Merrifield's going to be on at 2 p.m. Central. And she is freaking amazing. We're going to hear the rest of her story today. Join me for that, please.